Assalamualaikum. My name is Kamal Amir bin Azlan. My metric numbers is D2022110470. Today I am going to talk about my assignment one, which have 5 topics that I already done. And the first topic is computer crime and security, and my title is cyber harassment. So, what is cyber harassment? Cyberterrorism is an motivated attacks against network and computer and other information systems that results in threat and violence. Cyber harassment, which is also called cyberbullying, is one of an act of cyber terrorism whereby it abuse and manipulate any social group such as children, adult or business company without any physical threats toward them. This cybercrime will harass their target victims through verbal, sexual and emotional using the information and communication technology, which is IT. So basically there are 3 types of cyber harassment, which is hate speech through text and verbal to harm their target, cyberbullying, threaten their victims, and lastly, identity theft, steal informations and pretending to be you, to be someone. So there are so many ways to prevent cyber harassment. My opinion is first one, make your account any account private so that um the hackers or the abuser can't um, log in into your account so easily and get your info easily because apparently it's the account is private, so they can't get the data or any information from us so easily because our account is private. Number two, do not engage or reply with any suspicious person online, such as someone DMs or chat you through WhatsApp, even Telegram, with some suspicious text um, telling you what to do, and such as to click the link that have been given from them. That's that might be one of scam, or he might be lying to you. And number three, do not share your personal data and informations in any platform so no one can use your information and abuse it. And number four, report the report them to the police or other related agencies. So, what are importance of intellectual property? Intellectual property is circular for in, So, what is important of intellectual property or IP? Intellectual property is crucial for incentivizing innovation, fostering economic growth, and protecting the rights of creators. It encourages investment in research, ensures fair competition, and contributes to job creation. IP safeguards cultural heritage, supports technology transfer, and is essential for global trade, shaping a dynamic and innovative society. So, what are the steps getting right IP application for our software? Identify appropriate IP protection. First, so for the next topic, which is topic 2, intellectual property. So, what are importance of intellectual property, which is IP? Intellectual property is crucial for incentivizing innovation, fostering economic growth, and protecting the rights of creators. It encourages investment in research, ensures fair competition, and contributes to job creation. IP safeguards cultural heritage, supports technology transfer, and essential for global trade, shaping a dynamic and innovative society. Society. So, based from the question that been given, I assume the role as the individual software developer, there are few things that you need to do as individual software developer. If you want your company brand to be used in Malaysia, you can try to register your brand or company name, whether it is in an individual, shared company, or organization. So basically, there are four steps. First one, you need to identify appropriate IP protection. So, based from the question given, I assume the role as individual software developer, there are few things that you need to do as an individual software developer. If you want your company brand to be used in Malaysia, you can try to register your brand or company name, whether it is an individual, shared company, or organization. So basically, there are four steps, which is first identify appropriate IP protection. You need to prepare few documents, register for your company brand as software company, which is logo, company's logo, identity card copy, mailing address, email address, and your company's product summary. Next, you need to visit my IPO website to register your process. First, you need to find and choose a logo and brand you want registered. This is due to prevent any same or copyright with any company's logo and brand that has already registered. In this way, we can prevent our registration from getting rejected. The searching result will be released after 2 or 3 days of work. This process is not compulsory to do. You also can do your own search at the MyIPO website. Then complete the application form. And step four, and for the last step, which is submit and pay fees. Um, last but not least, step number 4, submit and pay fees. For the next topic, which is topic 3, privacy and surveillance. So, what is surveillance? Surveillance is an act of watching and inspecting something by big or small organization such as police, army, and prison to get accurate details and information. There are 6 types of surveillance, which are covert surveillance, overt surveillance, electronic surveillance, technical surveillance, cyber surveillance, and human surveillance. So next I am going to explain for the 6 types of surveillance. For the first one, covert surveillance. Covert surveillance is a way of using techniques to watch and monitor the subject secretly without their knowing. For covert surveillance, examples of for this type is satellite or GPS tracking, video surveillance, photographs, stakeout and computer or telephone monitoring. Number two, overt surveillance is a surveillance that use devices which are visible at public, such as closed circuit television (CCTV). So the example is the CCTV itself, so that we can watch your house. And number three, electronic surveillance, electronic um number three and number four, electronic surveillance and technical surveillance are types of surveillance that use electronic devices as a surveillance method that consists of recording and listening devices. As for electronic and electrical surveillance, the examples of these types of surveillance are taping, bugging, videotaping, data mining, and social media mapping. Number four, Number five, cyber surveillance is a types of surveillance to monitor computer activity and data that are being transferred the internet and network. As for cyber surveillance example, uh, data and information monitoring through computer is one of the example of this surveillance. And last but not least, number six, human surveillance. Human surveillance is a types of surveillance to investigate and spy someone, whether it is individual or group without their knowledge. The example is spying and investigation an individual or organization. So for the question number four on topic three, can you monitor your employee computer activity and give an example how do they do that? So as computer company, we can monitoring our employees' computer progress activity to avoid any problems that related to organization work progress. When the employee know that their computer activities are being monitored, they will try to avoid any excessive usage of internet and computer software. Besides that, we need to computer we need to do computer activities monitoring to curb any access to inappropriate website and illegal activity. This method can be done by using Pros Reporter, which is currentware's computer solution. In this method, we are going to use an agent or application that needs to be installed inside the employee's computer. Once installed, any computer activities that they do inside the computer software will be streamed to your server, where you can run reports and view their activity. As a company, we need to choose a default browser based on company's policy. Next, we need to choose time or period you want to look at from the report produced. So, for question number five, does the government spy on its citizens? Give an example. How do they do that? So, the government did spy on its citizens. This is due to the informations and data need to be used in the government information system. One of example how they do that is through mass surveillance in Malaysia back at July 2018. The Malaysian police announced that about an internet security or police to be equipped in the internet through a real-time mass surveillance software to monitor all Malaysians' internet usage with a focus on pornography and child pornography. So for the next question, how is surveillance is an ethical issue? So surveillance will be an ethical issue if the use of it fall at the wrong hand. All citizens' data and information that had been kept inside the information system will get stolen by unresponsible person. This is very dangerous if every information that we have leaked by them, and all of our private informations such as personal data, bank accounts and others will get exposed from these threats. And the last questions for topic 3, um, what steps can you take to block or prevent from public or government surveillance? As a social media user, we can prevent public or government surveillance by making our account as private. We can also use different password every time we need to register our account in any website so that we can prevent from public or government surveillance. So for the next topic, which is topic 4, computer reliability. What is computer reliability? Computer reliability can be defined as when the machines or works as the way we want and need it. In other words, the machine can do all sorts of works and things that human cannot do in real life that needed a computer skills. So why is reliability in computer system is important? Reliability in computer system is vital for ensuring consistent and dependable performance. It enhances users' trust, minimizes system downtime, and prevents data loss. Reliable systems contribute to uninterrupted operations, particularly critical in business, healthcare, healthcare and safety critical applications. So, what are the differences between hardware, software, and data reliability? What is hardware reliability? Hardware reliability is the ability of the computer hardware to perform its functions for a certain period of time without any failure or and errors. For the software reliability is when the software or any program that is installed inside the computer is working properly as intended. So for the data reliability, reliability is when the data complete and accurate data reliability. So for the data reliability, is when the data is complete and accurate. Data reliability can be divided into four parts, which are data security, data privacy, and data consistency, and data integrity. For the data security, the data must be kept safe from any harm and protected in physical and digital ways. For the data integrity, the accuracy of the data between the digital and real world are corresponded with each other. Data privacy is the data can only be accessed by certain person only. Only them can view and edit the data with while others cannot do it. For the last but not least, number 4, data consistency. The data must be processed during input process and output is correct. So, responsibility of computer reliability. There are two types of responsibilities that are that is related to computer reliability, which are computer professional and the individual that use the computer system. What are causes of system become unreliable? A computer system can become unreliable due to multiple reasons such as hardware malfunctions, software defects, communication failures, users malpractice, misuse, and negligence. So, what is hardware malfunctions? Hardware malfunctions. A computer can be unreliable when the hardware inside the computer is not working properly. This can be happen when some of the electronic parts and components inside the computer is malfunctioning. For the software defects, a computer can be unreliable when the software inside the computer is having errors and bugs. The software will not properly and will disturb the use of software while running it. For the communication failures, a computer will become unreliable when there are interruptions inside the computer between the terminal and a computer processor. For users malpractice, a computer will become unreliable when there are computer users who are not professional when using the computer, so they did not know how to use the computer properly. For the misuse, a computer can be unreliable when there are misuse of a computer. For example, there are unauthorized For example, there are unauthorized access of data and materials inside the computer. And last but not least, negligence. Negligence. And last but not least, negligence. A computer can become unreliable when there are negligence when using the computer. For instance, a certain person is still using the computer even though it is not functioning properly. For the last topic, which is topic 5, professional ethics. So, what is professional code of ethics? Professional code of ethics is a rules or principles that is needed to help their organization to be good company to minimize errors and problems. Every types of work field have their own professional code of ethics that need to be followed. So basically there are 8 principles in identify morally responsible relationships which are public, client and employer, product, judgment, management, professions, colleagues, and self. To be a software engineer, especially as a software developer for My Sejahtera mobile applications, there are 8 principles they need to apply in their expertise. So, based on the question from the 8 list of principles, there are 4 principles for professional code of ethics as a software engineer of a My Sejahtera mobile application that can be described, which are public, client, and employer, product, and judgment. So, for the principle 1, public, the public principle emphasizes the responsibility of software engineers to priori- prior- prioritize. So, for the principle one, public, the public principle emphasizes the responsibility of software engineers to prioritize the well-being and interests of the public. In the context of My Sejahtera app, this involves designing a system that is accessible, secure, and reliable for all users, ensuring inclusivity and user friendliness is paramount considering the diverse needs of the public. Additionally, ethical software engineers must handle user data responsibly, respecting privacy and adhering to relevant regulations. Transparency is a key component of the public principle. Software engineers should communicate openly about the app's functionalities, data usage policies, and potential risks. This, trans- this transparency fosters trust between the developers and the public, a critical element in the success of public applications like MySejahtera. For the principle two, client and employer, as a software engineer, they need to act they need to, for the next principle, client and employer, as a software engineer, they need to act based on the client and employee interests. As a software engineer, need to be honest in their work or services and know their own limitations in their expertise. They must provide the best services based on their field to build good relationship for both client and employer. They also need to get consent and authorizes authorities when using the client's and employee's property. Beside that, they also need to get consent of any document by someone authorized. They also need to keep any confidential informations in their work, such as privacy data and information must be kept hidden based on the public interest and law. For the next principle, which is principle 3, product, as a software engineer, they need to make sure the products meet the highest standards as a high quality, acceptable cost, and reasonable schedule product. All the standards need to be considered from the client and employer interest. They also need to set the objectives or goal of application or project that they are working at. The objectives of the project and product that has been proposed can be achieved when the product is finished. For example, the purpose of MySejahtera application is to record the user's data and information and also provide their health risk based on the location they at. For the last principle, which is judgment, a software engineer, they need to have their own judgment and maintain their own integrity to judge good product during the software development process. They need to be disciplined and developing a software by only referring to a documents that under their supervisions and within their own limit in which are they they are in agreement. They also need to be honest worker in which they are not involved in bribery or any other illegal activity that will affect the company's reputation. Every decisions that they need to make and choose must be considered well to prevent any conflict between all parties from happening. That's all from me. Thank you for watching.